We're looking back once again at the top stories of 2022.
And as 2022 comes to a close, we wanted to share some of the top good moments from Nebraska.
This house is the house of the Hansons. Now, currently, they're going through a very difficult time as their son and daughter were involved in a serious car accident. But people here in Bertrand who love them are helping pitch in to renovate their house.
Ashley keeps talking about his infectious smile. She's spot on. Never really see him down. And so that's the kind of kid he is. Always positive. But you know what? It's honest feelings, because that's exactly how his dad was when I had him in school. That's exactly how his mom was when I had her in school.
We're seeing daily things that he's improving on, and we see him pushing like himself to do things. So that's new. That's something new that we're seeing, like him use his body more and, move more and track more and do things. And so that's exciting as parents, to finally see like the good things, because we had months of 2 steps forward, 4 steps back.
He gave me about 2 to 3 months to live.
Linda Hepler has been through a lot in the last 3 years.
I got sick in 2019, and I didn't know what was wrong. I just didn't feel good.
After lots of tests and nights in the hospital, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. She said she had her family and staff at the Morrison Cancer Center right by her side the whole time. She says they also helped financially through a fund called From the Heart.
Helped me pay my bills, some of my bills.
Other organizations help feed into the fund, like the Oregon Trail Rodeo, that's donated more than $30,000 total to the Cancer Center.
It almost brings a tear to your eye. It almost makes you think, man, what you do does make a difference.
This April, Jen and Jason Soria had their daughter Layla, and though they learned early in their pregnancy that there were complications with her lungs and kidneys, the Sorias relied on their faith and family to get them through it.
So we truly feel like God healed her, that he worked a miracle in her life, and just gave her enough with her lungs that we were able to get her on dialysis and stuff. Take it one day at a time, because it's very overwhelming, and to completely rely on God. That's been key for us. Okay. Ask for help, accept help when it's offered, which can be hard to do, but especially that first week, there's no way we could have done it without the people that just kind of rallied around us.
We couldn't have done it without them, because you have to navigate through the insurance and figure out what you've got and the supplies, and there's just it's a big mountain to try to climb by yourself.
A time capsule of letters and notes were found in the walls of an old homestead in Arapahoe that details the good and bad times of one family's life in the early 1900s.
She just put all these envelopes on the cutting table, and she said, "I think you want these."
A friend who bought their ancestors' old home has found a piece of their past.
And they found them in the walls while they're doing some renovating right now.
It's a home that started their family.
Way back in the late 1800s, my mother's side lived there, and then my dad's side bought it in 1902 or 1899, and then 40 years later they get married.
In the walls contains a snapshot of what life was like back then.
And then you saw some letters where they said it was February and they were running out of food, like the canned food that they had done from the year before. And they were doing something to get by. They bought 10 cents of apples or something.
She said, "We're living on water and wind."
Kearney Therapeutic Writing Program is giving people the opportunity to focus on their mental, emotional, and physical needs.
Just for like our wheelchair-bound kids, this is one time they get to look down on everybody instead of having to look up at everybody.
Riding a horse is proving to people with disabilities that they can do more than they think.
Typically, first time they're very nervous. They're not really wanting to get on a horse because it is kind of a scary thing at the start. And then once they get on, they realize that, it's actually really fun and it's exciting.
And though riders still fight challenges every day in their lives, when they're in the arena, there's nothing but them and the horse.
Or they just have that smile when maybe in everyday life they're in pain or this and that, but out here they have a smile on their face.